Well, they're going to have the hands up. I think that's quite an appropriate way to look at it because of the aggression of this Night Stalker. And it's very concerning when you're sitting here as an analyst and your statement is, this Night Stalker's not going to, like, he's going to have a very, very good first night.
He should.
In theory, yeah. You're not, but obviously we can't win. We can't.
If you want to have a good mid game, this Night Stalker has to have a good first night. That's it. But then again, it's the new Night Stalker. You can sit back and farm while the rest of your team creates space for you. But who is going to do that if you have a bad first night? You're gonna have Lone Druid, Morphling, and Night Stalker useless in the mid game, and that's not something that you can have in a game and still think that you're going to win it. That just doesn't happen.
Typically, we see if Night Stalkers fail to find any value in the first 2 night cycles, they're out of the game.
Yep.
And you mentioned how greedy the lineup of Gambit is, whereas alliances are a bit more free from those restraints. Other than the PL pick, you know, it's nice. As Necros, you expect to get a decent amount of farm. Mars is a hero that is empowered fairly heavily by his abilities alone, and Lion is a hero that can really just exploit these early fights due to how powerful and potent Finger of Death can be.
You know how happy I feel right now that I can zoom out as an analyst and just watch the game without being flamed by the chat that I'm zooming to Mars?
You sure you don't want to switch seats?
I just love this.
Don't you want to get a good look at Mars right now?
No, thank you. Alliance taking 3 runes. The Huck managing to snatch one away on that top lane with his bear.
Good for them that bears are able to pick up runes.
Observing is something I could never do. I mean, I could, but the thing is, like, observing and not being zoomed out as much as I am, I'm always on max zoom. That's the thing. Like, you see me when I'm sitting next to you, always on max zoom. You just get so much more info.
Sometimes I'm a bit in and out to the chat's despair. I like that they're getting aggressive on FNG straight away. They realize actually the Divine Favor gives them a lot of potency, so they just want to harass him out.
Divine Favor, and he also only has 3 tangos. So
yep, start with that Blightstone.
There isn't a lot of regen on him.
Feels like that's the right move as well, considering there's only 2 armor on Mars. You need to try and harass him.
And Wisp, 0 armor, so Blightstone comes in handy.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Morphling versus Necrophos. How do you feel this matchup goes? Because I remember in a previous series we've done, your statement about Morphling is there's barely any heroes in Dota right now that win against him in a 1v1 mid.
I think it's problematic for him to go very low here to last it, as he can get caught by that pulse or... by the way, Heartstopper Aura is different now. It's magical, it's not pure any longer, it just got changed. So that's going to be interesting. I thought that was a major nerf to Necro, but they pick it now, so maybe they're seeing it some different way. I can't see why magical damage would be better than pure to him. I believe it's a nerf, but they still pick the Necro. Maybe they aren't considering it as big of a nerf as I am.
Well, they're doing fairly well so far. 6-5 compared to the 6-2 of Afaninia. Meanwhile on the bot lane, Immersion. You got the pull right. We've seen a few pros fluff this up a bit. He only got half the creep wave, but it's a lot harder to make this pull now.
It's different. They don't follow you as long as they did before, the hard camp.
Especially if it's melee-based creeps, because of course with the ranged ones, you can exploit that range by getting attacked. And how is Akulich looking here? He's got 3 CS. That's not bad. He's going to get a lot more now.
Yeah, he's getting 2 waves under his tower.
Which is perfect. Night Stalker, a hero that usually suffers in this first 5 minutes to actually find anything.
Exactly, because he's completely useless. The Void has been nerfed time after time, and you just don't have enough damage early on to deal with it, to just harass out anyone.
And the attack speed that makes him seem like an old man matches the old part of Akulich's name.
Yeah, his nickname basically translates into the old shark.
Well, I don't think he was ever on Vega, so it doesn't. That's not.
There's something about it why that nickname is like that. I'm not certain. I can't remember the backstory completely, but I believe that maybe Vega is involved, or maybe it's just something like old shark, you know, like some old experienced shark or whatever.
Maybe. How do you feel about these banners? Have you ever in your pub games just placed them down and gone to a different lane to bait your opponents?
Nope.
No? Well, it's top tips from Pigeon.
I don't have fun. I play the game to win. No
I mean, that's
allowed.
not having fun. That's getting
no fun
advantage.
allowed.
It's a tactical advantage.
No banners.
No battle pass levels either, apparently.
Level 5, excuse me.
Took that guy your way, buddy. Just a little bit of harassment to force the hat back. I feel like around level 5, this lane starts to go in favor of Gambit, right, due to the bear. In the meantime, Stormcrafters should do some decent goods for them.
Of course, Chen just getting this. I'm not certain why teams aren't blocking the small camp
Like this,
versus Chen.
they're going to get rid of it.
Yep.
They
had
needed to because they were going to lose Ire at that rate. And Chen takes another favorable trade. Tear in his eyes, he loses one of his poor babies. But look at that, he's got the ghost this time.
Yeah, and the ghost to the slow and 47 plus 16 damage. That's pretty good.
That's pretty scary. It's pretty scary things. There's a DD top. Neither of the mids have noticed yet. I expect Mike to notice first. And then he should be able to assert more dominance and build an even bigger lead over this Morphling. I don't think he even needs it, actually. Just look how much he's suffering, right? He doesn't have a salve on him.
I mean, he's suffering, but Mike is pushing him, and he should be able to farm under the tower. So looking at it that way, it isn't really that horrible. As long as he doesn't accidentally feed, goes too edgy. I think he's fine. As you can see, now he's getting CS under the tower. He's like 7 CS behind.
There we go, South finally out. But the difference here is that gold lead, that CS lead, is bigger in this type of matchup because Mike isn't going to have to funnel out salves.
Yeah, while FO is definitely.
First nighttime has approached. One rune picked up by Insania in the bot. He's zoned out from trying to get his hands on the second because Madara already got it for him.
But it's really important that the Hawk stole the top one with his bear away from the Wisp. Is Lime going to fall here?
Yeah, Insania's going to go down.
There we
Akulich
go.
finds instant value out of that nighttime. As nighttime is fight time for this hero.
First night and insta blood goes to the shrine, heals up.
What more could you hope for?
Yeah, Morphin was hoping for them to wait for him as he was moving towards that shrine.
You can dream on.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, Akulich is only level 4. He hasn't got a point into the Crippling Fear, which would be optimal to more or less pick off anyone in the lineup of Alliance right now.
Yeah, but he's only level 4, so it's understandable that he doesn't have it yet.
Instead, Emotion's being chased onto. They should
fine.
be able to get him here. He's got lift.
Has lift to work with, now has Fate Ball too.
Let's just throw it out straight away. Mid lane. This is getting a bit ridiculous now, actually. So that's 1,000 gold lead. And this is usually the type of gold lead we see if someone dies in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he had to get himself salves all the time. And also he's, what, 10
He's in
CS?
trouble. Insania's coming. Nope. Guess is wrong.
10 CS behind and at least 3 or 4 salves ferried mid.
Insania, if he did that mark, that's definitely a dead Morphling, though. And that's just a reminder, really, to Afoninia as to how dangerous his situation is right now.
It's not that dangerous next to the shrine, though. As he goes back, heals up. After that, he can think about going mid.
It looks like the Scythe was used recently by Necrophos, by the way. It failed to get him a kill. That was why Afoninia was so low the second time.
Bottom lane, Insania.
Insania. They're going to get him low. Did they dive the tower? They might just go for it. Akulich decides against it, has to back away. Salve was used.
Insania turns back, uses that mana drain just to mess with him a little bit more. One silent hero on the map is this Wisp, as he's been completely left alone in the jungle. Lonesome farming, level 5.5. Doing pretty well. Has that soul ring finished up as well, together with the bottle. And Mars, because of that, is left alone on the top lane to do whatever he can versus the Lone Druid. And whatever he can is pretty good, as he has 35 CS versus the 39 of the Lone Druid. Lone Druid also going for that Mask of Madness. We were wondering which one of these heroes is going to be the mid-game playmaker or pace controller, right? And that's definitely... Well, it seems that's definitely going to be the Hawk. Unless they control it first.
There's the Mask Madness trying to move away onto Tiger. Tiger slowing them down a little bit. Have to back away, though. FNG has arrived, but there's reinforcements incoming. Insania, if he can get around the back here without them seeing, it would be an easy kill. They were scouting onto Tiger. There's the pin. They're going to move in right now. Chen is the target. The hoof stomp for the Centaur shouldn't save his life. The Raw might, though. Root comes out to Boxy. Now he's in trouble. Have to push them away the rebuke, but it's not good enough.
He's dead.
He's going to go down. And Immersion has arrived. They might pursue and look for more here. No, they hasted Afon in. He's going to find a kill the Tiger. The lift back on Insania will fall as well. Runes, runes, runes. Sometimes they spell your doom.
Yeah, Alliance, it looked like a good rotation by Insania, but the moment that he shows up on that lane, they start feeding. as they first and foremost die to the bear, and then also Morphling rotates in, gets a couple of pretty easy kills considering how badly his lane went. He's doing quite all right now.
It's kind of funny to think that the hero that made the defined fight for Gambit in the first nighttime wasn't the Night Stalker.
Yeah, that Night Stalker. Oh, there we go. Boxy dies again.
That's... Okay, that's right. He just TP'd out as well. Yeah, Mike has come up top. He's gone, okay, enough of this. Someone has to address this lane.
Also, if you click on Rubik, you're going to see an urn in his inventory. I believe this might be a very quick vessel rush. Interesting, they didn't let Night Stalker do it.
They're going on Mike right now. They're going to root him up. They're zoning away the support, so turn around now. Mike's too far out. The net's going to be there. Trying to save the day. Does have level 6, but not the mana for the relocate. Gets scared away, and Mike will heal up the Ghost Shroud, trying to buy enough time with the Death Pulse. Looking for the Scythe opportunity. Who's the target, though? He doesn't want to have to use it on FNG.
He doesn't, and because of that, they just fall back. Lone Druid was way too low. He didn't want to risk it, so he moved back, and yeah, they tried to kill the Necro, but instead, as it very often happens, Necro turns on to them. Yeah, you saw that word. Why didn't you kill it, sir? Oh, you didn't actually. He didn't see it. And did the hack? Yeah, he did. There we go.
He de-warded it. Benefits having a Quillen Blade on your bear at all times. Maybe support Druid could be a thing. Runes are coming up. Mike will secure one. Adaptive Strike pushes him away, but they won't contest that. And Akulich won't get too aggressive in the bot lane, considering it's daytime again. Madara will remind him who's boss when the sun shines above.
He does have the ulti to work with, but you don't really want to pop it this early on.
I mean, he still doesn't have a point in the Crippling Fear. If he pops it, he does nothing. And look at Boxy right now. He wants to cut the tree and move across, looking for that jump. But Kulich is wise to this. I believe they did actually spot him with a ward.
Definitely, they spotted him with that ward. So because of that, the Mars just rotates mid.
Welcome to Farmtown. The hack is back in the same lane as Boxy to make his life hell. Oh, he actually used the arena. Gonna impale him against the wall. Damage being done. The Raw's gonna scare away the reinforcements, but the finger is there. Insanity says, oh no, you don't. Lift. Immersion. Needs to escape. Boxy. If he gets in front of him, he knows he's probably dead. The one is coming off cooldown. The relocate.
Oh, he's relocating.
Trying to just block him off. Scythe there. It's not enough to bring it down Immersion. They should get the kill afterwards. And meanwhile, there's going to be a nighttime activate. They're trying to move on to Madara here.
Yeah, with the Morphling rotated in, turning into the PL, maybe they can take down Madara. There's the silence and he's gone.
He got the level.
You did take down Lone Druid and Rubik, but you lost your PL.
Top though? FNG, he's in trouble. All right. Teams strike in different locations. Of course, the big value there is the fact that they got the kill on to the PL.
Yeah, but they got 3 kills on the other side, right?
Exactly. Lone Druid being one of them is huge.
Lone Druid, Rubik, and the Chen. I believe if you are Gambit right now, you're going to be looking at taking Rubik and Chen and just moving them together and taking down these towers, just pressuring them that way.
And it can't be understated how much of an investment that was for Gambit, considering not only the Morphling came across to help find that kill, you had to use Dark Ascension, which is a huge investment of resources at this stage.
Another really bad thing that's happening right here in the jungle is a slaughterhouse of Chen's creeps. He just lost all 3 of them to Lion and Necro. It takes a lot of time for him to gather them up. That's the problem. It's the time issue.
I mean, I'm always surprised by Chen players, really. You know, you lose that army, there's probably a tear in your eye. It's like losing your child over and over again as they keep getting
losing your child.
They are his children when you think about it.
Immersion, mid lane.
He gets caught in the same location. He's going to steal and return the arena. But Boxy doesn't give a damn. He's like, okay, I'll stand here.
Yeah, I like my arena, yeah. That's it. His little Colosseum. That's not so good for Gambit, considering how their heroes work right now. I think they would like to make better rotations this early on and not just feed.
Speaking of rotations, they smoked up, they're moving around. Spear doesn't connect properly.
He has Morphling there to help him out if necessary, but the relocate is coming.
He's alone in this. He's going to try and slow him down on the other side. The silence gets forced out, so he can't actually link across quick enough. And Sania going to get the Earth Spike out. Mike moving in right now on the high ground, has the Scythe off cooldown, and slams it in his face. Good luck with the Hand of God. It's not enough. 45 seconds on the sideline for the Night Stalker. In fairness, though, he's a creep at daytime, and it's still 2 minutes until nighttime returns.
He is, but then again, Alliance is doing a really good job at taking these good pickoffs, just rotating across the map properly, smoking up. doing real moves. While Gambit so far, they're just stalling. That's how it looks like. They don't have a proper plan. It's not like they're rotating to some towers together or doing anything as a team. Right now, it's every man's for himself, and I'm not a fan of that kind of a playstyle. But considering they have a Morphling, I think they're not really on a timer, so they're just waiting it out.
And I'm not really seeing the big solid tool in the next few minutes for Gambit to take fights. Right, they've built in a mechanism which will keep them alive, but look at Alliance. You know, you've got Mars, the Blink Dagger is almost there for Boxy. You're going to be having a 4-star on the Necrophos that will allow you to initiate it, and the Diffusal is almost there for Madara. Like, all of these are aggressive tools that will allow you to kill members of Gambit.
And you bought that Mask of Madness on the Spirit Bear. You didn't go for a Midas, so you went for Mask of Madness and then for Radiance. I don't blame him for going for Radiance. Radiance is amazing in this game.
Yeah, against PL, it feels like a must.
But I expected them to do more with this bear early on. I expected them to make some rotations. They didn't. They were just headlessly running across the map and feeding so far. In the mid game, that is. The early game, the laning stage was pretty good for them still, so it's not like they're suffering way too much. As you can see, Alliance is only 2k ahead, which isn't really the biggest lead ever.
It's not do or die, although this could increase now. Boxy is waiting bot. They're actually dangling Insania. They want to reveal the blink, and there's the wave for me, and Afon turns into the line, actually trying to kill Insania, but he stays alive. Luckily for Morphling, he morphed full strength. Insania will just look to get up. The Earthquake connects.
Afo.
Beautifully done. Gets himself the kill.
Yeah, that was a really good kill from him.
That should help.
And that should stave off the aggression from Boxy. Remember, the Arena of Blood's cooldown is actually reasonable at level 1. 90 seconds until he has it available again. If you can get to level 12 before he uses it again, though, that's a decent cooldown reduction down to 75 with a decent increase in damage. Smoke movement by Gambit. It is nighttime. They have the PL under a ward, but they can't get across in time. This is another problem. Your Night Stalker is going for this hood, which means he doesn't have an easy way to initiate, although if Madara walks straight into him, it's pretty simple. Want the rune, might give his life for it, but no, they need to be careful.
Though.
So tanky, the fear runs out, and Akulich has to retreat. Another Dark Ascension leading nothing.
Well, they did force a relocate, and they rotated pretty much everyone from Alliance to that top lane, which is something. It's not what they wanted to. They wanted to get a kill on that PL, right? But it's not completely useless rotation.
He wants to go again.
Insania, hello,
Insania,
sir.
Hex is going to come out, picks up the Arcane Rune. Actually, it's going to be nice to get baited in. They're going to push him up to the high ground. The steal on the spear. They can at least find the kill on Insania. The stance out from Akulich, trying to move away. A nice spear. Mike will spend a long time attached to a tree.
They just spear him to the tree. They impale him next to it so that the Night Stalker can survive, so that he can run away as he was getting lower. And you're just afraid of that sight once again being used on you.
Yeah. Quick probe in and out. You net yourself a lion kill. In fairness, that was a recovery kill on the back of an ult that didn't really work out for them. So you take that.
It's a recovery kill, but they smoked up again, and they see the PL in the same spot at the same place. And they've brought the Chen with them this time around, though.
Yeah, if he doesn't learn his lesson, teach it to him again. But Madara chasing forward. No, they're going to get in range. The Stomp's there, the Fear as well. This time, they rotate everyone but the Lone Druid and do manage to bring down Madara.
Wisp was around. He was ready with the mech, with the tether, but he was a little bit too far away. And because of that, the PL does fall.
And look at Alliance's move as well. Like, they've rotated everyone here, and the person benefiting the most is definitely on Gambit. Dahak is just off farming elsewhere the whole time.
Yeah, he's definitely getting closer and closer towards that Radiance. As you can see, that he has 2.8k gold, 1k away from the Relic, which is going to boost his farm even further towards that Radiance. I think they need that before they truly start fighting, as they need one of these cores to join their fights, and Morphling isn't really doing it at the moment. He's going towards his Lincolns. I believe he has it finished right now, yeah.
And speaking of other cores, you'll see Mike has queued up the Radiance as well. So Alliance will eventually have one on their side. There is a smoke movement from other members of Alliance, though. The supports will move with Boxy towards the top. They might end up dangling Mike here. FNG is waiting around with his creep army.
I mean, Mickey is a big dangle to dangle. It's very hard to go for that kill. If you are Gambit, you won't go on him unless you're 5-man, right?
Yeah, FNG's more here to protect.
Exactly, and that's why we see FNG running, but I don't think they're going to let him run.
Yeah, good luck getting out of this. Goals reviews used, Cypher's out. They decide Chen's too frustrating to keep around for the next minute. They'd be right. I mean, he's got the maxed out Divine Faber. He's got the mech now complete. That was the perfect pickoff.
It is a pretty good Chen game so far from him. As he's doing go right. He has the mech completed. He's buying wards. He's a true position 5 and also has a pretty big item on his Chen. So doing quite all right.
Is there a tear in your eyes? He says a true position 5.
I was thinking about Rubik and how he was affected by the playstyle of Chen, as Chen was farming a lot. But Immersion, he is getting closer and closer to that vessel. I believe he should have enough gold for it now. Yep, he just bought the recipe.
It's the way that he supplements his farm. You know, you think of someone like a Rubik, you want to stick him in the dead lane and get a little bit of gold. You know Chen can just go farm the jungle in the meantime, even aggressively, and find some value. So it's not like he's taking away from the gold the POS 4 likely will find.
Bottom lane, they trade the tier 2 on the bot for tier 2 on the top.
Speaking of Chen, there goes his army again.
There goes his army, but he sacrificed it for
the greater good.
Yeah, for the greater good. He had to stop Mars from blinking in, and he did exactly that, so it's not too bad. They take down this tier 2 on the bottom, they take down for the tier 2 on top. It's a good trade for Gambit, as they're not truly in control of this game. They are 1k ahead, but it's Alliance that are always poking and probing. Their heroes just do a little bit more at the moment. And it's Alliance that should be careful once that Radiance is up on the Lone Druid. But it's not like they're going to be defenseless, as that Necrophos is also working towards his own relic and towards his own Radiance.
Yeah, as we said, the lineup of Gambit is more greedy. They need to be able to just get away with that at this stage in the game, while Alliance, with these kind of pick-off focused heroes, need to start making some serious plays.
I'm just interested, the trump card for me is Boxy and his Mars. This hero is a hit or miss for me, and I'm interested in seeing how much Boxy is going to be able to do on him, as he's a very talented player, and I'm also interested at what his next item is.
And you should be enabled by the fact that Gambit's lineup... Night Stalker? Alright, they relocated in for that. They find the kill. Now, the thing I was going to say that's pretty important here, and it comes into this here as well, you mentioned he usually rushes a BKB. He's gone for the pipe build. And you look across the lineup at Gambit, no one is building into magic immunity, which means Mars has a very big window of opportunity to have this drastic impact.
You don't truly want BKBs on heroes of Gambit. One hero that buys it very often is that Night Stalker. The rest of them, you buy it if you must, but you try to get everything else before, right?
You feel at a loss if you are going towards it. Maybe Morphling super late game. Lone Druid prefers to just avoid that if possible. Uh-oh. I'm saying it says I'm done with this game, go next. Nah, I'm kidding. Looks like we're just going to have a few connection issues here, folks. But right now, like you said, Alliance able to do more with the gold in their pocket. I guess the ones to really look at here is, I want to say Mindara versus not the Hack. I feel like it's a weird one, because when you look at these two drafts, it feels like it's Mindara versus Morphling. So PL versus Morphling, rather, sorry. And then Necrophos versus Lone Druid in terms of what they're looking to bring to these fights, right?
Yeah, they're very similar. The only thing that you have on Alliance is this Mars and Night Stalker that are the same thing, right? Like they have pretty much matching position ones, twos, and threes, but I'm not certain how much Mars is going to be able to do in these fights. While for Night Stalker, I'm pretty certain what he can do and what he is bringing to the table. That's that AoE silence, most importantly.
Just a matter of getting deep enough, and when he's going for this pipe build, it means he's still not building anything that can maybe initiate instantly, like a blink dagger that we sometimes see.
There's the relic picked up by the Mickey Necro.
Getting ever closer. This will eventually allow him to extend his lead over the Morphling that is matching him piece for piece so far in terms of net worth. You can already see how aggressive Boxy is stationed, because he knows at any given time Tiger can just back him up and bring someone else along for the ride.
Yeah, be it Madara on his PL, or perhaps the Necro, he can just bring anyone. Right now, I believe both of these teams are satisfied. Well, Alliance is satisfied, at least with farming for another minute or two, as they need that Radiance done on the Necrophos. And also, Madara has a full Reaver, So perhaps wait for that heart as well. It should come. Those two items are going to come at around the same timing.
And this is a good hero to have on with the Doppelganger. It makes it very hard for Rubik to just have the control. So what this is doing by going for this heart build is it's piling even more pressure on the performance that comes out of a Gulich. Because that silence, that crippling fear is going to become critical to their success in these fights.
They have a way of dealing with a lot of these heroes with Immersion's Vessel, though. I can't stress how big that item is in this game. You're playing versus Necro, Wisp, PL that's going to have a heart.
Even Mars.
Even Mars, yeah.
Well, like I said, I think it's the case with the PL, right? If you want to get him, yeah, he doesn't have this Mantis, so he can't get out of it, but with the Doppelganger he can. So it's really on the Night Stalker to make sure he can't get that out. There's a wrap around here. Whether intentional or not is the real question. The tier 1's still standing, and Gambit will get rid of that. Boxy should back away, realizing there's no way to get reinforcements in quickly.
He just gave Spear to the Rubik. He steals that. They scout each other out, and then instantly Boxy falls backwards. He understands he can't defend that. I mean, Gambit are in full control. They have been now for a while. But it's all about the item timings, that's why. Don't be fooled. It's not that Alliance isn't able to fight. They're just choosing to wait, and by their time, they're just choosing to wait for these big items on their side.
And the Hack's doing a good job of making sure that they can't use the items they currently have. Always keeping that blink on cooldown. They'll have to back away. They know Lone Druid isn't hanging anywhere near too close, but they don't want to risk it as Merchant was close to the bear.
E-Blade finished up on Morphling, I believe, at the same time. Radiance and Heart completed on Mickey, and this is it. This is going to be... The next couple of minutes are going to make it or break it for both of these teams. We're going to see some smoke actions around that Rosh pit. The team that obviously has a better Rosh potential is Gambit. They have the Chen, they have the Morphling, they actually can hit Rosh. On the other side, Alliance, they're horrible at it. So it's going to be Alliance that try and defend it or play around Gambit's attempts into that pit.
Yeah, they definitely can't start off the fight. PL, one of the worst carries for taking Roche, and yeah, there's no one else that's going to do it. I mean, Boxy can tank it, courtesy of Bulwark, if it was maxed out. So this is definitely Gambit's Roche to get or lose.
As you can see, FNG went in. He's summoning a hero.
Planning to get it. Morphling is now here. Afon will go into the pit.
With that medallion as well, it's not really a hard thing to take.
They're going to scout it out with the PL illusions. It's a bit obvious from the Wild Wing Ripper anyway. Let's try and get rid of it. The Hack just scaring away. They're going to poke and probe. Need to be careful. There's a jump in. Boxy, beautifully done. Catches free in the arena. Now moving across. Mike, look at the side opportunity. They heal up, though. Everything thrown out to keep immersed in the game. It's going to be Lion going down first. FNG getting low. Going to be ran through by Madara. Now, on the backside, Tiger just going to keep Mike going. Make sure the Spirit Vessel doesn't affect him too bad, but he doesn't have a way of protecting himself. He goes down. Afo chasing forward, looking for more. Now the Sans is out on a Necrophos. They're going to split up the fight. Pursue on the back line. Immersion's going to go down to Madara. No one can deal with this PL, but everyone else will die to the overwhelming force of this Morphling.
Boxy trying to run away from the bear with the Radiance.
And the story of this game right now is...
Boxy, look at him. He's stuck.
He's got... Does not do anything to the bear.
The bear is just burning him down. He's not even attacking him. There we go.
He's just toying with him.
He's just gone, yeah. So they get 4 of them. PL is the only one that survives, but he can't really contest Roshan on his own. And Morphling, besides getting a triple kill, also gets that Aegis. Pretty well executed fight from everyone on the side of Gambit, specifically Chen, as he used every single spell he had. Well, he pressed R before he died, and that's big enough.
He pressed R and whatever he's got mech attached to.
Yeah, and the mech too.
And he lived long enough that his Divine Aura gave
Well, sadly, on the side of Alliance, a hero that died instantly without popping anything is Insania on his Lion. Morphling, he just instantly got on top of him and destroyed him. Finger wasn't used, Hex, Impale, none of these spells were used. I think it's just a pretty bad situation for them there.
And that's kind of the story of that fight, right? Is Morphling's one part, PL is the other. What does what? You saw it. Phantom Lancer just stabs the back line, but he's so much slower to run these heroes through than the Morphling. And as a result, Afo is flipping one kill, moving to the other. PL is wasting a decent amount of time because of this build. Yes, the
the
jump in. They're going for this right now. The control the stolen arena.
The
just going to trap them in. Madara trying to fire up, trying to kill an Immersion. Immersion almost down. They can't quite finish him off. He's moving away right now. There's the heal from the mech. Chasing forward, Madara still fixated on this Rubik. Doesn't want to give him the chance to actually get any other spells. Will slow him down, ignoring everyone else that goes Rubik comes through, and they'll get the kill. Madara picks it up. FNG next on the hit list. Nice E-Blade to protect him. Afo will just go to the left, move away, says FNG. I only done that so you could buy me a few seconds.
They wasted everything on Mikay's Necro, just everything they had, and then he is full HP in 1 single second when Wisp tethers him and uses that mech, instant full HP. So if you do that, you have to bail, and they tried bailing, but they lost 2 heroes. Luckily for them, none of the cores died. It's just the Rubik and the Chen. So if you're Gambit, considering the way that started, you're happy with the end of it.
Absolutely, and the Alliance, they didn't have to use the Scythe for that. There is a problem in that the Aegis is still available to Gambit, so they can still make a play when they're back up. And right now, it looks like Alliance are hanging around this top lane. Madara's still up here with Tiger. Not an easy target for Gambit to approach still. It won't get any easier as we go later into this game and we see the talents picked up. Eventually, you're likely to see that doppelganger cooldown reduction from Madara. Or do you feel like maybe Critical Strike's worth it just because of the threat of being silenced by the Night Stalker?
I think you're still going for the doppelganger cooldown. It's just so good. Crit is great, but I believe that talent on doppelganger allows you to defend, allows you to team fight much better, to get out of fights with heart. It's so good.
Arena coming in, gonna pin one up. They're charging up the finger, they'll use it. Rubik is gone. They will lose line on the back line though as Afon does strike. He's gonna use the doppelganger to try and escape. Madara can't pursue 1-for-1 right now. Activate Nighttime, trying to move in. BK wants the Scythe opportunity on FNG, but it doesn't feel like a great target. He'll throw it out in the end anyway. 8 seconds on the sideline. The back, they're going to stab away, looking on the Tiger, getting him low and running through, but he gets across with the tether, he's still alive. They push them away. They're going to chase on through. Afon goes in, gets the kill. Now he needs to get himself out, but he still has the PL form. So you can look to Doppelganger away. They look on the bear instead. They want to get rid of the Hack's companion through life.
So far, just the supports have died. The bear survives too.
Yeah, that missed chance coming into effect, saving the Bears' life. And both teams will just calm down and move away.
On one side, you have this massive PL running the supports down, such as Rubik. And on the other, you have this Morphling just jumping and destroying Wisp and Lion in one combo of a shotgun. Just one E-Blade and Waveform, and they're dead. Adaptive Strike, obviously.
And Afo is never the focus for Alliance. They know they can't really find this Morphling right now, especially with the Aegis on him. Even when it's not there, he's a hard kill to grab.
I mean, there's Lincoln's on him as well. By the time you break it, most likely he's already shifting into strength, and you're not getting him.
And that's why you also see Insani is not rushing into a blink. He's going for a Glimmer Cape instead as he realizes that insta-pick-off potential just won't be there. Things will calm down for the moment. Boxy is separated from his team. There is a ward deep, so Gambit do know that reinforcements are on their way in. If they move fast, maybe, but it's not worth the risk. Not with Morphling on the other side of the map, just secure on runes. Oh, scan comes out. Arena thrown out. Emergence found. Always so damn tanky. Not the easiest kill. They return the lift. The Lotus Orb, the finger being used as well. Emergence tanks it. Will still go down.
Yeah, pretty good pick off. Once again, they use Boxy's ultimate, but
it's such a low cooldown.
Yeah, it's not really that big of a cooldown, so he's fine with that.
Speaking of which, is Boxy? He's got the Reaver queued up. Are we gonna see another heart?
I mean, what else?
Yeah, I mean, you're against the Spirit Vessel, but one, you're getting rid of Merchant straight away, and two, you have that Lotus Orb to work with now, so it shouldn't bother you too much.
Yeah, but the problem that they are going to face very soon is this Morphling. He's becoming that unkillable beast. He has his Skadi already now.
And he's so far ahead, he's willing to go to the BKB next.
Yeah, PL is a pretty decent hero versus him, but you're playing a PL versus the Radiance on the Bear. And the Mjolnir is being completed soon too, I believe, on him. Does the Bear have it already? No. So 300 gold more, 330. He's going to have it.
And let's check on Mike. Looks like he is going towards that Shiva's guard next. Has he got the BKB flying out now? Yes, BKB is complete for Mike. This should be a decent power spike for them. Part of the problem with trying to get these scythes out is actually half the time Night Stalker's been on top of Necrovos.
you really do not want to get that BKB or Necro as well. It's one of those heroes that you truly do not want a BKB on him. But versus a Night Stalker with AoE silence, there's nothing else you can get. He went for a Force Staff as well.
Yeah.
So Force Staff is also basically a forced item. He was forced to buy it because he needs to get out of that cloud to pop his second spell, Ghost Shroud.
And clearly it still hasn't been enough, hence
Yeah.
why he's gone back for that BKB. Night Stalker, a hero that doesn't get picked up rather too frequently, so people sometimes are thrown.
And there's
off
also
by it.
there's also the shotgun from the Morphling, obviously. Don't forget that. That also hurts Necro.
Especially if
quite.
you force the Ghost Shroud first.
Exactly.
They're scouting out. They're not going to connect. But now the arena comes out, Boxy moving in, but the Dark Ascension activated. Of course, you can fly out of that as the Night Stalker. So
he can fly
it's a
out,
wasted
but
ultimate.
he can fly out, but the rest of his teammates could not follow him. So
They're
because
pursuing, though.
they are now.
A little split up from Tiger for the time being. The Fear going to actually separate Necrophos from his team, perfectly using that area of the map, but now moving in. They're going to pin him in with a spear stolen by Rubik. Spirit Vessel out, Mech's trying to heal him up. Immersion being melted through so quickly by Minara now that he has his hands on that butterfly, and the Cypher's down. They do lose Mars, and they do lose the Lion in the meantime, as Older Kulich stabbed and sniped out 2 at the back line. Long time without Rubik.
Always the same. They focus on the Rubik in these team fights and perhaps the Chen, but Morphling just cuts from behind and takes out their supports. This time around, he took Mars together with them.
And there's no doubt about it, Madara has increased his DPS incredibly since the last big fight, but you're still using it for the Rubik.
Yeah.
Whereas Morphling is just, like, that wasn't even Morphling as much as that was Night Stalker's perfect positioning that time around. And this is pre-BKB, which he's going for next.
It's going to be much, much easier for him to commit, to chase them even, and just be on top of them. Not even circle around them in the trees. Once you have that BKB as a Night Stalker, you just go straight on them once you pop ult.
And Apo can keep up at all times. He has level 25. He now has those 2 waveform charges to work with.
He's moving towards his BKB too. Has to be careful about PL's item build, as PL does have that butterfly. You don't really care about PL's butterfly if you have heroes that dish out a lot of AoE damage. If you have heroes that buy Radiance and Shivas, things like that. In this game they have Radiance, no Shivas, nothing similar though.
Maybe Night Stalker goes back for that afterwards once he's got the BKB. Is
Very unlikely, but possible.
Well, your job is to basically tank in the middle of the fight, right? So
It's
more armor helps.
It's pretty much utility, yes.
Yeah.
That BKB is completed for Aphonin.
Okay, Mike's going towards the Hex next. They realize they lack the lockdown to actually take out these heroes right now.
Take down Morphling, most importantly, as they aren't really catching him. By the time Lion has used his Sax or Impale, he's already shotgunned and dead. So.
They're in the Roche pit, and Gambit should know this is going on.
This is very slow.
Yeah.
It's just one of the worst things for PL. He takes Roshan so slowly.
And Akulich is invis right now. They don't have a sentry down. They don't know that he's nearby. The Bear's going to run in first. Of course, it can roll them out if need be. Might be forced to, actually. It's going to get bashed up by Roche. Burn him through it. Yep, the Bear's dead. Whoops, that's going to be a resummon before you even begin
That's
to fight.
problematic because that Bear just died once. And because of that, you might be reluctant to fight them.
Runes come up. No one has taken the bot ones. And it looks like Alliance actually going to volunteer to back away from the pit for the moment, but
interesting. I expected them to go and try and take it, but perhaps it's the nighttime that scared
Night
them.
Stalker, they pin him to a tree. Perfect find. If they can kill him in time, the arena keep the rest of his team away. The Cypher's coming down with the finger. It's not even enough. They keep him alive. He should fall afterwards. He's trapped in here. The stolen arena won't help enough.
He does have buyback. If they continue chasing or if they go for Roche, Gambit, they can definitely decide to fight them.
Now you have to think, if you're Alliance, you back away. 40 seconds, you have the arena again. It feels like the right move to make, but they're holding on to the arena on Rubik, and Dahak has put his bear in the pit. He might get bashed to death again at this rate.
Yeah, that bear is getting really low too.
Yeah, Madara just trying to burn through it. There it is. They activate Dark Ascension. Roche getting pretty low. Bash on the Morphling, so he can't be involved. Dahak, bear is down. Io being silenced up. It looks like Akulich is focusing Alphas, but nice spear to create the gap so they can move away. They pick up the Aegis. Madara gets his hands on it. Now you need to get out. Gambit in full retreat. Chasing forward to Hack, going to be rushed onto. He doesn't have a bear to protect him, and now he has no mana, no life. Just about gets away. The God's Rebuke. It wasn't enough. 100 HP left. He makes his escape. They're going to look for something, a consolation prize. Instead, Alliance will say, okay, we forced the buyback. We get our hands on the Aegis. Yes, it cost us an IO, but now we are in control.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play from them. Taking down that bear, I believe Aphonin, he was Hak, sorry, he was just a little bit careless with his bear. Considering he has no resummon, sending it into the pit to hit the rush alone was not the play. That bear pops his Mask of Madness and just dies so fast to anything that attacks him. He lost 50% HP to just the illusions and the rush.
Boxy. Arena that was stolen will be used against him, and he returns the E-Blade, but it's dodged out by Afo. And Akulich gets the kill. Boxy, unusually caught far out of position there.
What do you mean unusually? He
Well, in this game.
Yeah, in this game, yes. But usually this is Boxy style.
Yeah, this is him on a Doom, though. This is
He's-
what we usually see.
Yeah,
that
he's
type of
just
thing.
scouting. That's what he likes to do. He scouts, creates space. It happens from Boxy. It's some next level play that we don't even
We just
get.
don't understand.
Yeah,
We're not playing at ESL Birmingham. We
Exactly.
don't. You know, I don't, like, as much as I drink, I don't even get Monster sponsors. They do. They do it for a reason.
There you go.
And there's only one person in this game right now who has buyback in this FNG, by the way. So anyone who gets picked off right now, that can turn into insta-push for one side or the other. Both sides, they can push towers pretty fast at this stage in the game.
Yeah, Alliance are definitely in a good spot. They have the cheese on the Wisp as well. The age is picked up by the PL. They just have to take a proper fight without getting their supports completely separated from everyone else and destroyed first.
And Sane's still got a little bit of a way to go before he has his hands on that Glummer Cape, so he's still the most vulnerable member of Alliance if he gets found. Madara pushing on the bot lane. There's 2 towers remaining outside of Gambit's base. Same can be said for Alliance here. They'll split up. They'll leave PL's illusions to just shove this in. They want to try and force a rotation back. Right now, it just seems like Alliance are content to use this as a farm in Aegis.
Well, if you're Alliance, you would like to fight, but they aren't letting you. As you can see, they're forcing themselves on top while you're on the bottom lane. They have to be careful, Gambit that is, because Alliance, they have that Wisp with the relocate. So if Lion catches anyone, or if Necro does with the Hex, they can definitely bring in all the forces in the matter of seconds.
Well, we got a revelation on what Boxy is doing with this Reaver. He's actually going for a Satanic.
Satanic, alright.
I guess this seems splash. This is to do with the Ira, right? Because if you ags Tether in, you actually can sustain through any damage in that fight, right? I guess that's the argument. Like, if you get silenced up, that sucks. But other than that, you can just keep healing ridiculous amounts. Tower falls. And there is a backstabbing coming from Gambit. They're smoked up right now, and Sania's going to break it. Uh-oh, he used his own smoke just as he gets lifted up. The Lotus to try and protect him, moving in. BKB activated. Kuli's going to separate the team, force stuff to get line away, but it's too late. He's going to run down,
Wisp.
get killed off. Wisp is the next target. He'll get him low. He couldn't use the cheese because of that Spirit Vessel. Mike down to half HP. The BKB runs out. Boxy has finally arrived. Madara's in the fight as well. The buyback comes out Mayo. They're relocating in. They pop the Lincolns, and that pops with the use of the finger, so that's not good enough. They're going to try and run him down to half HP. Morphling still feeling tanky though. BKB comes out. They turn around with the wall.
Dieback.
They scare them away. It's going to be Dieback's Alliance. Everyone is dying. Madara, the last one left alive. The man with the Aegis left alone as they just brutally murder everyone just around him. And this has suddenly gone so against Alliance. They need to at least try and get their PL out of this. Madara's going to be ran down though. Slowed down by the Skadi. Afon moving in. He should ensure PL goes down once at this rate. It's whether we can get him twice. There's the E-Blade. When he comes back up, they got the silence. There it is. Fear, Spirit Vessel, silence. It should be enough to bring him down. The Doppelganger out down to half HP. There's the root. This should ensure his death. No Doppelganger, 4 seconds. Dead for 95 seconds on the Phantom Lancer.
That was just,
no buyback.
That was just so unfortunate for Alliance, because if you notice what I said before that fight, they can take a good fight as long as their supports are in the one backline for. And exactly that happens. Gambit, they smoke up, they come from behind. Alliance weren't really that careful when it comes to setting up that perimeter. They didn't put anything behind them to scout, to see if someone is coming from behind. It was Insania that falls first. Instantly afterwards, the Wisp. And then the game is just simple for Gambit. There's a buyback from Wisp and the Lion, but by the time they relocate in, Necro is already dead. And then they just die back together with their Necro. And the side is gone.
And now the whole base is exposed.
They had Aegis, they had Cheese, and they turned that into losing one side. Gambit just played really well. I'm not taking anything away from them, but that smoke was perfect. Just jumping on top of the supports without actually having having to commit anything. Supports were just there in the back waiting for them.
Yeah, and you can see Alliance, they weren't even remotely prepared for the possibility of that. Boxy arrived so late in the fight because they were aggressively posturing. As a result, Alliance very much on the back foot now, essentially laying down as they did lose at Milirak's top. The whole base is now exposed, 10k behind.
Boxy has that Satanic now to work with, but I'm just not seeing how much it's going to do in these fights.
And Chen has an Axe.
Axe on Chen allows him to take the big Ancient Granite Golem, which is going to give his teammates bonus 15% HP, which is pretty good.
Well, it's incredibly good. If you think about how hard sometimes Alliance was struggling to bring down Immersion, right? Like they're finding him solo pickoff, and then we mentioned it many times through this game, the amount they have to invest into that kill. It's a hero of 2.2k HP, so that Granite Golem gives a decent amount more.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Speaking of that, Chen, he's level 21. He's really high leveled. So he's going to have multiple Ancients if he wants to.
Well, with the GPM talent
and the
especially.
GPM talent is having a really good game. He's higher level than his Rubik. It's not something that you see very often on Chen players, that they are like higher level than their position for. It's not normal.
Well, Alliance are just trying to shove out these lanes. They know something is coming. Gambit brewing up a storm in the bot lane.
Yeah, something's coming. Afo is coming with his big bad morph. He's already on your high ground, hitting your tower.
Knock, knock. They pop the Lincolns out, scare him away.
But the bear is here now.
Nikke takes a decent amount of damage. E-Blade gets down half HP. He uses the Hex. The Lift is controlling him up. The Spirit Wrestler there. The jump in's going to come out. Dark Ascension used to get him. Force the buyback straight away. Madara's in here. Start. The BKB is going to run out for Kulich soon. The bear is dead. They need to get everyone out on the side of Gambit for this to be worth. Fafon will just be pushed back a bit. But he's getting impaled. They want to reinitiate. Immersion doesn't have the blink tool to get in deep. He has a lot of money. He actually could buy one outright if he wanted to soon.
Roshan can respawn in 20 seconds. It's a very dangerous spot to be in as Gambit to try and push this high ground this way. You can do it, definitely, but are you going to risk it? That's the question. As it's much easier for you to play around that Rosh and fight Alliance there, as they'll have to fight you. It's going to be Refresher or Aghanim's Rosh, so you have to contest that.
Yeah, on both sides, Ags would be great. You know,
and it's also nighttime in 1 minute, so why pressure high ground? Why force yourself into a disadvantageous position when you can wait for a minute and then actually fight on your own terms?
Very true, man. Especially considering at the same time Dark Ascension will cool down for just another minute, which means you can pop it in there. And, oh, it's already nighttime. The difference is you get 150 extra damage as well as that flight around the pit.
Yeah.
In fairness, you know, it's got to be said, we've seen it in a few fights, especially in Insane always being soloed out. Night Stalker, if he goes deep, he hits so damn hard with that active, he can 4-5 hit the Lion here.
Pretty much. And with the BKB, there's nothing to stop him too.
My phone. He has used the morph. They're going to back away a little bit.
Perhaps smoke up on the high ground or something similar. Basically, you just want to ward around their shrine now, around the place where their shrine used to be at least.
Yeah, and Kulich has the gem, so they're just going on a dewarp mission and getting the runes that have been left alone. As Gambit, they want to play around this bot area to try and force someone down quickly. And one of the big things that they can do that they benefit from is they can play in that area, and then FNG can always bring them back, the power of the Chen.
That's so good. The only problem is you don't really want to send one hero to outpush bottom, as even though you have Chen, you're risking getting picked off right on that hero, and then you're putting yourself in a 4 versus 5 position with Rosh about to spawn. It's always problematic for teams in a situation such as this one. Basically, you can see the stalemate. One team on one side of the map, the other on the other, and just waiting for Rosh to happen, waiting for that smoke to happen. And that smoke is flying out to FNG. I believe there's an Aghanims as well being picked up by the Rubik. Yep.
Just a stare down in the mid right now. Whoever blinks first could be the losers. Boxy gets a little bit ballsy. Just want to take that haste away, and Kulich now has it. No one wanting to move past that river line first. This is no man's land. Yeah, going in it is risky.
You just want to push your creeps through the mid lane. That's all. As if you do that, that's already bonus vision for you. It's nothing more, just bonus vision.
Gambit are getting aggressive. They're hunting right now. Smoke got broke, but they couldn't find anyone. They're moving towards the pit now to check if it's up. It is up in 3 seconds. And Alliance, they've had to go back. They needed to tend to the bot lane because the Chen army did go in. Caused a lot of havoc for them.
And now look at this. Because they went back and into their woods, into their high ground, there's no way that they approach Gambit here where they are right now. It's strategically very difficult to move onto this high ground.
They're moving around to the left. Somewhere
That's true.
We don't see people go as often.
Usually, I mean, this is the only way. You have to move completely around. The problem is the creep wave is also pushing in.
They're getting rid of the bear. They actually reveal on the bear. They know Gambit's on the high ground, but they know they're not going to commit to protect that life. They'll just resummon. So if they get Lone Druid again, there's no way that he can really get involved in this fight.
BKB.
BKB. Jump on the back line, and they'll get him. Insane is going to go down, and Kaluch's going to back away, but Io, he's already dead.
No buyback.
Pick off. No buyback indeed. Meek now hit up by the Spirit Vessel, taking way too much damage. He has to activate the BKB, but that's too late. He's taking too much damage. Apo will run him down. 125 seconds dead, and they're not done just yet. They're going to find more. Mars trying to run away, but the Skadi slows him down too much. He will fall as well. He gives up standing his ground. With the Bulwark, he'll stay alive, but barely. The problem is your base is now in peril. And this looks like this might be over. Without the Necrophos, how do you hold? Madara, he's the last hope. Kulich just flying away. Afo moves in, the E-Blade as well. Going to get him low. Doppelganger away, Madara. They might catch him here. And the box, he goes in, he says, leave, stay alive. Doppelganger gets to his base. Stolen arena used against Boxy, and he gets rooted up. He's going to go down. It is Madara against the world. And they go for the throne. They go for the throat.
How much can you? Like, there's...
He's got a Chrysalis. Buyback
Mars
comes out.
buyback.
Line is alive as well. Maybe they get picked off. They pop the Lincolns. There's going to be a returnal lift courtesy of the Lotus Orb. They're chasing. Forward on the Morphling. Finger out, but there it is. They're done. Throne is down.
Yeah, Gambit, they overwhelmed them. They played really well. Alliance, they played well too. I'm not taking anything away from them. It was that one... Like, we can't say that it's only that one smoke rotation that completely made the game, right? It's not only that one play.